the questions that people have for you. So if anybody in the chat has a question, you'll be able to get it. So I guess we're live. What's going on there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS. I've got the other member here, Keeden. Keeden is back for round 2. He could not stop. Woo! And the reality of it is this man has just gotten through season 2. He is a soldier. And he's going to be talking to you guys about his thoughts and his reactions to everything Game of Thrones season 2. He's going to try to collectively, we're going to round up his thoughts before, you know, you guys can have any open questions for him, what his thoughts are, you know, what he think about this one moment. So definitely leave in the comment section below if you have any questions for him. That goes for anybody on Facebook as well. So Keeden, what's going on, bro?
Man, I gotta tell you, I have never been hooked on a show like this. I have never been hooked on a show like this, man. I think about it 24/7. I'm gonna have to take a break because real talk, all I think about 24/7 is Game of Thrones. Look, I went and bought this today. That's me.
What in the world?
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know. I got a Winterfell shirt on the way because they had a sale. It was like buy one get one, but like they didn't have my size, and I tried on the medium, but like I almost ripped it. And so
really,
yeah. But so I was like, I'm not gonna get the medium, and so I got one on the way. But man, it is some stuff going down in Westeros. Woo! Woo!
All right, so, well, okay. What do you remember from going into this season more than anything? Like, if you could pinpoint something going into the second season that really just sparked your interest and kind of just like, I can't believe that just happened kind of moment.
Well, honestly, it's a lot, man, because you got stuff going down at the Wall. They're taking off to go find people. You got of course you got Daenerys with her dragons. Like there's dragons now from prehistoric, from eggs that we didn't even think were gonna work. Tyrion has just become the hand to the king.
Yep.
So that's gonna be crazy. Robb Stark is like, we waging war. Everyone's declared him king of the North. So we got stuff going on all sides. Of course, I guess first things first, we go to King's Landing. Tyrion shows up because his dad Tywin, who's like this strange amalgam of like Frank Underwood meets Scrooge McDuck, like just like this super duper crazy evil dude. But I can't help but like him right now because he's so evil. He's so evil. I don't like him at the end because damn, he's so mean to Tyrion. But there's even this moment where he's like, "No, when you're the hand, you're gonna be the hand of the king. You are my son." And to be fair, that Joffrey can't do it. He knows that Joffrey can't do it because Joffrey is just like busy being a little deceptive douche, and they send, and so they have to send. They bring in Tyrion, who just rolls up like a pimp to the meeting. Cersei pisses her pants because she's like, "What in the world are you doing here?" And so Tyrion, first thing he does, he comes through, and I swear I love him because he's doing what he needs to do, but at the same time, it's like he exists to piss off Cersei. He's like, "Look, I'm gonna marry your daughter off. She's out. By the way, I'm gonna slap the hell out of your son every chance I get because he's a punk." Like, I love him. I love him. He comes through. He finds all the spies. He puts my boy Bronn in charge of the King's Guard. I just love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah.
The Hound is hanging out. He's doing his thing still. He's just mean mugging Sansa every chance he gets. I love him. He does something later on in the battle at the end. Blew my absolute mind. Like, he just rolled up and pulled out some like hit 'em up Tupac lyrics and just peace. Like, just straight up gangster. So let's see what's going on. All right, so at the wall, those guys rolled out because they were going to go look for Jon Snow's uncle. I can't remember his name, but they were trying to look for him. And so in the meantime, they stop at this one village beyond the wall, and this one guy is just basically impregnating every chick that's there, whether it's like his daughters and his wives, and they're all the same, which is once again creepy. Like, it's like, oh wow, like last season there was a guy that was banging his sister. Wow, how can we up the ante there? Oh well, let's have a guy that bangs his daughters as well. And so that's gross. That's gross. I can't wait to see him get killed off. Hopefully, Jon Snow catches him taking one of the male babies out, and what do you know? Blue Eyes White Dragon White Walker comes out of nowhere, grabs the kid, and dips.
Yep.
That was nuts. So, and of course, Jon Snow, he tells the head dude about it, and he's like, yeah, that happens. And I'm like, all right, that's obviously going to come back and bite y'all in the ass later on.
Most definitely.
So they keep it moving. Jon Snow, they catch a wildling, the redheaded wildling. He decides not to behead her, but then that ends up getting him caught. She's obviously into him, and he's doing his best like most virgins do.
He's lost in the sauce.
I'm telling you, he's a stronger man than me. I'll tell you that much. And so he ends up getting caught and having to kill one of the other guys to kind of like make sure he's safe. And then let me see. I was getting ready to go back somewhere. Oh, yeah. So there's a bunch of stuff going down with the Baratheon family because Robert's two younger brothers, both of them want the throne. One of them is sleeping with his wife's brother. And it's like to a fault. Like he can't even get it up like to her. And she knows it. She straight up called him on it. Like, you want me to bring your brother in here? We can have like a little family tree get down. Let's get it. And like she straight up calls him and leaves his mouth like hits the floor. But I mean, homegirl, I like her. Like, she is bad and bougie. Like, I love her. Yeah, I love myself some Marjorie. So I'm really interested in seeing what happens with her. Meanwhile, the older brother, he's tripping because this redhead chick shows up out of nowhere and she's whispering in his ear, got him setting people on fire. Next thing you know, he's cheating on his wife with her. She goes to an island, births a demon shadow type thing. And it goes at this point, I'm very concerned. I don't even know if they gave a name for that thing yet, but he goes and kills the younger brother. Like the shadow demon thing kills the younger brother. Meanwhile, they've introduced this very large in charge chick named Brienne.
Captain Phasma.
Yes, Captain Phasma. Yeah, so yeah, by the way, we know she's gonna have to do some more in the Star Wars movies. She is too awesome. Because she's coming in, she's kicking ass and taking names. But next thing you know, Catelyn sends her, and they kidnap they take out Jaime, which, by the way, let's talk about how Jaime Lannister straight up introduced himself to one of his family members before beating him to death with a damn rock. Once again, the Lannisters are complete trash, except for Tyrion, who was apparently just raised around nothing but straight garbage. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, honestly, the only one I can think that might be more grimy than him is Theon.
Yeah, Theon.
Those Greyjoys are not worth
$2 nickels.
As my grandfather used to say it, they ain't worth a damn. I tell you, because Robb Stark sends sends Theon home because he's like, hey, let's see if you can get your family to have our back. Theon gets there, plays in his sister's pants, also weird, not okay at all. Sister let him do it, also not okay. But this is Game of Thrones, where nothing is okay, apparently.
No.
Does that, finds out it's his sister, goes back, sees his dad. Dad's like, actually, screw Winterfell. We gonna go and we're gonna raid them. We're gonna go and take the North. Next thing you know, Theon has a little crisis, but it's only a small crisis because he forgets, oh yeah, Greyjoys don't have spines. I agree. We're going to go stab everybody in the back. And so that's exactly what he does. He goes back and he takes Winterfell and kills old men to make a point. And then the Stark boys escape with Hodor and I can't think of her name, but she played Tonks in Harry Potter. That's how I know her. That's how I always remember. They escape with her, and they double back, and they're actually hiding in the city. Theon kills the farmers' boys to make it seem like he killed them. And so it's bonkers all over the place.
Yeah.
Backtrack back to King's Landing. There's like a mad scientist in the basement just making the equivalent of plastic explosives in large quantities. It looks like Nickelodeon Gak. I don't mind it. Pretty awesome. It takes me back. And so you have that. Tyrion discovers it. He's like, by the way, that's really cool. Keep doing what you're doing, player, but just do it for me. He keeps it moving. At this point, he puts Bronn in charge of the King's Guard. Yeah. Finds out that the Baratheon brother that had his younger brother killed is on his way to the city. So like, okay, what are we going to do about that? Because he rolls deep. He rolls extremely deep. Yeah. Okay, I'll come back to that part in a sec because now we got to go and see what's going on the other side of the planet. So Daenerys is stuck in the desert and her dragons are there, but everyone's starving. It sucks. It's like, hey, Israelites,
basically.
No, we out here, baby. And they're getting frustrated. She sends her guys out. Only one of them comes back. Well, two come back. One just not with his head. And the other one, he's like, oh, well, there's this cool place called Karth. They go there. It's like 13 rich dudes, which 13, I knew right off the bat. I'm like, okay, this is bad. They're getting ready to not let him in, but then there's like a black dude back there, and he's like, oh, well, I'm a vouch for him. You find out more about him because he's constantly on some Drake stuff. Like every time he's talking, it's like, started from the bottom, now we're here. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, what's your name? Started from the bottom, now we're here. Okay, that's cool. But what about you? Started from the bottom, now we're here. And it's like, okay, I get that. And that's literally all he says, which means he's up to something.
Yeah,
the entire time, he's up to something. Then there's like a weird bald-headed magician dude who's like doing a Nightcrawler thing all over the place. I'm like, okay, you can't trust anybody. You can't trust anybody. And the thing is, Daenerys tries to give people chances. Like at times she's too nice. At times she is so nice. And so I was like, this is gonna get bad. Sure as hell, her dragons disappear.
And that's when it goes down. She loses all composure.
Because then her dragons disappear. Then all her people get killed. All her people a bunch of her people get killed. Now she's trying to figure out who killed my people. What's going on? Turns out there's like a coup. Drake straight up had the magician kill everybody, and he just knighted himself King of Karth. Yep. I'm like, oh, no, Drake didn't. We need Kendrick more than ever. Like, it's crazy. And then you find out later on, it was the crazy magician dude that took the dragons. So Daenerys goes and tries to find him. She gets in there, and it's crazy. It's crazy ridiculous. Like, she's tripping. They brought back Drogo, and he's holding the baby, and it's not like the witch described. Like, there were no scales. He was just an adorable fat baby. Fat babies are the best babies. But like, and you see him, and he's talking to her. He's like, "I'm still in love with you. I wish somebody would try and wake me from this dream." Like, she's tripping on LSD, but even tripping, Khal Drogo is still a badass. Like, that just speaks. Like, that man just speaks volumes. And also, like, dude's shoulders go from one end of the screen to another on a wide screen. That says something. The dude is huge. But it was good to see him again, but then he keep walking. And I swear, and maybe you can answer this for me, Sam.
Okay.
I swear, at one point when she's tripping, she's at the wall, and she walks through like the wall and goes through the gate. I swear it looked just like it when she's walking before she gets to where Khal Drogo is. Am I right in saying that?
You do. It's kind of like future foreshadowing. A lot of the things that kind of happen with her decisions moving forward from that kind of that illusion and that dream is also foreshadowing, kind of like in and of itself prophecy.
Okay.
Things kind of to come necessarily. But I mean, some of the stuff I haven't even seen yet. But if you're an avid book reader, you probably already know. But I can definitely say it will play in hand later.
Yeah, and that's the same thing going on with Bran, because Bran is every time he closes his eyes, he's tripping, and so I'm not sure what's going on there. And so the more thing, so anyway, back to Daenerys. She's going through. She finds her dragons. Her dragons are around her, but then, like, Death Eater dude like shows up and he's tripping. But then her dragons just set him on fire. Exactly what I wanted to happen. And that would be what I would do. If I had pet dragons, they would constantly be burning something. Like, there's no need to have a pet dragon. It's like having a dog that won't bark. Like, come on. I have dragons. They will roast you. And they showed up, and that's exactly what they did. 3 baby dragons burnt this dude to a crisp, and it was amazing. It was so good. And then she finds out Drake Boy was the one behind it all. Not only that, and one of her handmaidens, which I found out there's a deleted scene where you can go and see where the handmaiden like chokes out one of the other handmaid. Like, it was crazy. I saw it. I watched it online today. And so she was behind it all along. And so she opens that dude's like Scrooge McDuck money bin. I've been on a Scrooge McDuck rant lately because I saw DuckTales on sale and I was this close to buying it. So I've been thinking about it all along. That's why I keep mentioning them. Also, Howard Lannister's kind of like Scrooge McDuck. But yeah, they lock him. They lock him and her in the vault and basically throw away the key. And then she's like, "All right, got my dragons back. Fine, let's ransack the place and dipset." And that's exactly what they do. All right. So that's pretty much where her story ends for season 2. We go back to King's Landing because Home Dude has showed up with a huge army. And once again, to piss off Cersei, Tyrion's like, "Oh, Joffrey, you're brave, right? Aren't you going to fight with your men?" And Decepticreep is like, "Yeah, I guess I am." And so he's out there, but he's doing what he does best, which is being a punk bitch. And so you have Bronn and the Hound are just out there, and finally, and they're just getting ready for all these people to show up. I was not ready. I knew as soon as they showed the wildfire in the bottom of the basement that it was gonna go down. And so you see one ship going, and I'm like, what's going on? They up to something. What they doing? It's about to go down. Like, I was in my room yelling like DJ Khaled. I was like, "We the best forever, iconic." Bum, 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 bum. Like, I'm dabbing, and I like, it's crazy because I'm like, yo, it's about to go down. And sure enough, all along, this thing has been leaking like Nickelodeon yak, and they fire an arrow at it, and it's like a giant green explosion. It was amazing. It was insane. It was like a million Avada Kedavras just hit the water at one time. It was so good. Like, that was tight. That was tight. Meanwhile, Tyrion's like just sitting back like, yeah, did that. We the best. Forever. Iconic. Lannister. Like, he's just like, it's like he saw it coming. But it doesn't work as well as they thought because Homeboy showed up with a lot of people.
He did.
Like, he brought the whole squad with him. They show up. Next thing you know, they're out there just fighting at the door. That's when the Hound comes in. He's literally going around just chopping people in half. He's wrecking everybody. Same thing with Bronn. Like, those are my boys. Those are my road dogs. Like, if you got to pick a battle, like, those are your top two picks. Like, those are your top two.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna shut up.
Yeah, they're wrecking everybody. But it still doesn't work out because as soon as they take them out, there's even more people that show up. So they get pushed back, and then everybody is tired. Everybody's distraught. The Hound is pissed. Someone tries to bring him water. He's like, I don't got time for that. I need alcohol. Bring me alcohol. Which coincidentally, Cersei has been chugging the entire time. Homegirl has been turned. She has been turning the bottle upside down. And so she's just been, wherever she is, just slowly talking shit to everybody. Like, she calls Sansa over there like 3 times to talk trash to her on 3 different occasions. Smarts off to Tyrion's girl, Shay, smarts off to her. The whole time this bald, creepy dude is sitting down there, the same one that killed Sansa's dad, and he's there to kill them. And sure enough, Cersei gets drunk enough to tell her that. And so, where was I at? Wine and the Hound. The Hound's sitting there. He's taking a sip of wine. Tyrion's like, hey, what are you doing? You have to go out there. And pardon my French, YouTubers, but I have to say this because it was the best line I have heard on the show so far. The Hound looks at Tyrion and he says, fuck the King's Guard, fuck the city, and then dead eyes the Deceptadouche Joffrey and says, fuck the king. And he walks off. Like, straight up, Tupac hit him up, first off, out. Drops the mic. He's out. So at this point, it's like, okay, if the Hound quitting, we all quitting. I mean, that's what I would do. If I saw the biggest gun quit, I'd be like, I mean, what I'm going to do?
Exactly.
What I'm going to do? Like, if I'm on the battlefield and I'm next to the Rock and I'm over here looking like Kevin Hart and I see the Rock walk off saying it's hopeless, guess what? I'm going to come with the Rock. In fact, I'm going to see if we can catch the same Uber. We can go to the same place and we'll roll together. And that'd be that. So Tyrion gives like this super epic speech. Like, it brings the house down. He gives this super epic speech. They're all hyped. They go out, they fight off the guys, and it still doesn't work because Homeboy showed up with a lot of people.
Yep.
He showed up with a lot of people. Also, and so you're thinking it's all hopeless. One of the Kingsguard tries to kill Tyrion.
Yep.
Straight up tries to kill Tyrion, gives him, and it doesn't work because Tyrion, like, it's just close enough that it's able to give Tyrion a badass scar that he can pretend to be ashamed of later. That was a badass scar. Like, it's
like right in line.
Yeah, I mean, it's good.
Like, it's better than Kylo Ren's scar, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And plus, yeah. Oh man. And so that's good. And so you think all is lost when all of a sudden Scrooge McUnderwood, Tywin Lannister, rolls up and saves the day. He rolls up and it's like, squad. Like, and it's like, seriously, when when he rolled up, legitimately, Annie Up started playing in my head, like ba-da-da, 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 ba-da. Like, and I'm like, oh man, because I called it as soon as he showed up. Which now I got to backtrack again because I just realized I didn't even talk about where he was this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
He and I can't remember the name of the place where they were, but basically when he wrote, Arya Stark has been his servant this whole time, and he doesn't even realize who she is.
Yep.
And it's so tense because at one point, Littlefinger shows up, and she's like, I got to keep my back turned to him because he obviously knows who I am, but she is so smart, and she plays the game so well. She saved a guy earlier, and he's like, hey, to repay you back, I'm going to kill 3 people for you. And sure enough, so she's like, first off, kill the dude that's torturing people because he's a dick. Second off, kill the dude that just caught me because he's about to tell Tywin on me. And then she pulls a gangster play. She's like, oh, you can't kill Tywin Lannister, so guess what? I'm going to tell you to kill yourself. And he's like, you can't do that to me. You can't do that to me. He's like, all right, fine. Help me and my folks escape. He's like, all right, fine. I'll do it. Be here at midnight and just walks on through. And sure enough, homeboy comes through. Dude is a straight up G. Come to find out later on, he's on some he's on some Clayface stuff. Like, dude can just change his face as soon as he changes. And it's like, oh, by the way, I'm Basil Carlo, but I also work for the League of Assassins, which is on the other side of the planet. And you'll never see this face again. Here's a coin if you ever need me. And I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Jake Quinn is the faceless man, and he is Batman.
And that's exactly what I said. And the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, wait, he gave her that coin. What's about to happen? Okay, so we got Arya Stark, and basically Ra's al Ghul just gave homegirl a coin. She's one parent away from being Batman. So keep my fingers crossed for you, Catelyn, but it's not looking good because if Arya's gonna become Batman, you're gonna have to go. And so fingers crossed for you. I love the Starks, I do, but Catelyn, there's a possibility that Arya may be Batman. And if that's going to happen, I'm sorry. I would sacrifice you for the good of Arya Batman. I would do that. And so all that's going on. Tywin, but anyway, back to where I was. Tywin shows up, saves the day, and beats back the Baratheon brother. He's back at wherever he is, and the redheaded chick is talking in his ear again. And next thing you know, she's got him staring at fire and tripping. I don't even know. I don't even know where her story begins because they haven't given a lot of backstory besides that burned bodies, banged him, birthed the shadow demon that killed his brother, which he was completely cool with. Once again, Game of Thrones, trust no one, especially your family.
Yeah.
Blood is thicker than water, but money is thicker than blood. It is not a game.
No.
Well, it is. It's a Game of Thrones.
Exactly. I was about to So
we're making puns. That's where I'm at now. But this show has completely taken me in, Sam. Has completely taken me in. When I was in class the other day, I'm going to school to be a teacher, and my teacher was giving me 4 archetypes of students. She's like, oh, they're the good kids, they're the manipulators, they're the royalty, and they're the rebels. As soon as she said it, I was like, oh, so there's the Starks, there's the Lannisters, there's the Baratheons, and there's the Greyjoys. That's how this show has taken me in. I got absorbed so quick. I've never been sucked into a show this hard. I got obsessed with The Walking Dead, but I was never able to binge watch it, so I had to wait. And eventually, once they they killed off like back-to-back characters in one of the seasons, and it once they killed off Walking Dead spoilers, pause.
Yeah.
Walking Dead spoilers about to come up right now, so pause and like skip 20 seconds. Once they killed off Beth and Tyrese, just like that, I was like, this show is so miserable, I can't do it anymore. So I still haven't gone back to Walking Dead. Eventually I will.
Dang, man.
Eventually I will. Because when I've told people that, he's like, oh, watch, Game of Thrones will break your heart. And I'm like, Joss Whedon has broken my heart more than anyone has. I'll put Game of Thrones to the test and see if they break my heart.
Oh, man.
But I have a feeling they are. Like I said, I still think the Starks are too nice for this world. I don't want anyone out there to spoil it for me, but I got a bad feeling. But yeah, it's going down in Westeros. So now I'm like, okay, what's going to happen now? What's going on out there? Because Jon Snow has been caught by like the king of the wildlings. So they're taking him back because that beautiful redheaded girl saved his life after he saved hers. So now we don't know what's going to happen there. Tywin Lannister is back. So now, of course, Tyrion isn't going to be in charge anymore.
Nope.
I don't know where the Hound went. He offered to take Sansa out of there, but Sansa does what Sansa always does and live up to the Stark name at all. I'm telling you, I've never seen someone that is so Percy Weasley. But at least the only redemptive thing I can say is that at least she realizes, like, she's not completely brainwashed.
Yeah.
She knows what's going on. Like, what she's saying what she's saying now to protect herself.
Yeah, she's learning. She's learning how to play the game.
Yeah, I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen to, what's her name, Madeline, the wife of the youngest Baratheon brother, Marjorie. I'm interested to see what's going to happen to her because I started season 3. I'm on like the second episode of season 3, and I don't know if that happened in season 2 or not. Basically, anyway, like she ends up engaged to Decepticrete, Joffrey. And so Sansa gets out of jail, but I don't know if that's in season 3 or not. So I can't remember. Everything's running together. And so
it's season 3. It's season 3 when she
that is season 3. And so everything is crazy. Is crazy right now. It's nuts. I'm extremely excited to see where in the hell all of this is gonna go. I will say this because the more I think about it, they keep building on the fact that Ned Stark was this truthful man. They say it like 2 or 3 times in season 2, which means. And the thing is, I personally don't think Ned Stark would have cheated on his wife. I don't think that. And so, that being said, I'm going to be completely honest. I want to know who Jon Snow is. I do, because I don't. This is just me. This is just me. I just don't think that he is Ned Stark's bastard, because I really don't think. I just don't think that would happen. I want to know more about who Jon Snow's mom is. I do. I want to know about that, and I'm honestly just ready. I'm also ready for. Like, I wish this is off topic just a little. I wish Tyrion slapped Joffrey at least once an episode. I really wish. That happened. Like I rewinded him slapping Joffrey during that riot like 6 times, and it was just as good every time.
Dude, that's like a meme. That was a famous meme back during season 2 time.
Really?
Yes.
Man, and what's so funny too is that Cersei realizes she can't control her son. And yeah, I'm like, see, you should have spanked him. You should have spanked him. You should have grounded him a couple times because the dude's a creep.
I mean, he already had a disadvantage there, the fact that he was conceived from incest. Like he already had a mental imbalance, and their
Yeah.
family is just all jacked up. Period.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I have no idea where it's headed now. It's so good though. And I'll tell you, I don't think I'll be able to finish season 3 anytime soon because I got a test coming up and I got to do some studying. And I on Friday I can't. I'm busy. I got a funeral to go to. But as soon as I'm gonna keep at it. I might as well now. Like I can't stop at this point. But so the season that's coming up right now is the second to last season that's getting ready to start.
Correct. It's the 7th, and then the 8th will be the last.
And the 8th comes out what, next year?
Yeah, not until next year.
Okay.
And they're gonna take like an extra amount of time for the 8th. I think it's not gonna be for like a year and a half.
Of course not. But yeah, so I'm loving it. It's really great.
Is it destroying your life? Do you feel like it's ruining your life slowly?
No, I don't. I don't. Here's the thing: when I get absorbed in a show, into a really good show, as long as I have food and water, that is life. I'm fine. I'm completely fine. That's the thing. Like people, like I feel bad at times because people be like, Keaton, what are your hobbies? Like when I was in school, we did an icebreaker, and like people are like, oh, what are your hobbies? I'm like, Netflix, Hulu, HBO Now. that count as a hobby? Like I go to the gym. But besides that, like movies, like those count as hobbies, right? But like I get completely absorbed into a show and I love it. I really do. And I love how many people have been just loving how much I love it. Like I've been getting so much feedback from people about the season one review that I did. And so I'm gonna keep it up and I'm gonna try and get something going so I can get a live reaction to the Red Wedding. Everyone's been begging me. They're like, you got to get a live reaction to the Red Wedding. And so I actually owned the first 3 seasons of Game of Thrones. My wife's cousin, she had been begging me to watch it. And so she bought us the first 3 seasons for Christmas. And she put a note up there that said, now you have to watch it. I'm like, okay. Well, so I have it. And so I might try and get like a camera angle or something so that everyone will see me while I'm watching the dreaded Red Wedding episode. I just got a bad feeling. I'm scared.
Yeah, I'll definitely help you with that. And that can be something easily done through Google Hangouts. And so, yeah, definitely highly recommend that. It's going to mess you up, though. Like, you gotta prepare your spirit, man. I know I'm getting a little deep here, but if you are dealing with something emotional or you have such a loving moment, you need to let it go. Like, low-key, in the 7th season of Walking Dead, first episode, I started watching that joint. You can look because our reaction to it is like 2,800,000 people looked at it. And essentially something happened so bad because the night before I had just proposed to my wife now. And like, I was like, nope, I'm not messing up that memory.
Oh,
like,
you talking about, okay. So
I walked out.
So I read the comic. I read the comic. So I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Negan. Like the bat and all that. Like who he took out.
It's worse than the comic, bro. That's all I can really say. Because you think one thing and then it just goes worse. And like it's unapologetic the way that it makes you feel. And I was like, I'd be darned if I keep this memory in my head the day after I proposed to my wife. I'm just not. I walked out in the middle of the reaction live when everybody's sitting there. Like I walked out on Joe. I walked out on my friend Ray. I just didn't watch it. And still to this day, I haven't fully watched what really happened. Like it messed me up that bad.
So yeah, and so the other night, my wife, like I said, the night of the review, she was watching the Red Wedding. Right after the video ended, she came downstairs and she doesn't even come all the way downstairs. She looks at me and she's quiet and she just goes, "Can we please just watch something funny?"
I told you, dog. I told you.
I did it. I did it. We went upstairs and we watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And she was just like, she went basic. She's like, I can't even, like, just nothing. So yeah. I'm excited to see where the show goes. I really am. As soon as I finish season 3, I'll be right back.
Oh,
but
man.
Yeah, Joffrey is such a douche. I can't express that enough. Like, between him showing Sansa her dad's head on a pike and just like everything he does, I hate him so much. I thought I would see more from the Mountain in this season. I barely saw him. He didn't really do much of anything.
Just stay tuned, man. Just stay tuned. That's all I can really say. You actually got some really interesting questions. I figured what we could do, you just answer them in like, I guess a 1-sentence thing, because I think it's like maybe 4 questions and then a couple comments. So shout out to everybody that's been leaving Keeden questions. So the first question comes from Mary Powell. It is, Keeden, is the shirt you're wearing a sign of where your loyalty lies? Ha ha ha.
So yeah, I think so, because I really love Daenerys, because she has this attitude where she's extremely kind and she's extremely loving to everyone. But at the end of season 2, you finally see it. It's like, I'm kind, I'm loving, but don't mess with me.
Exactly.
Don't mess with me. Don't mess with my people. And I like that. I really do. And so, yeah, I'm representing.
All right. Second question comes from Team Lannister. It says, Starks aside, who did you want to win the Battle of Blackwater, Joffrey or Stannis Baratheon?
So that's a good one, because I wanted Stannis to win because I hate Joffrey that much. But like in the middle, at the same time, I was like, but if Stannis wins, that means a lot of characters that I really like probably won't make it out of this. So I'm thinking like Tyrion and Bronn and the Hound. And so I wanted the Baratheons. I wanted him to take it. I wanted him to take it because I was like, the Lannisters are trash. They don't deserve anything. But yeah, and so yeah, I was definitely pulling for Stannis.
Yeah, that was a conflicting one, because I kind of felt the same exact way.
It was, because he's drinking that redheaded chick's Kool-Aid. Like, he really is.
Yeah. Some people would say that Stannis is the rightful king. Some people have even said that in the chat, but we're not going to go there yet. All right. Next question is from Mo. What character is next on the chopping block, Keeden? Make your educated prediction guess.
Next on the chopping block. So I'm trying to think, because so far, the person I had on the chopping block since like season 1 has been Jon Snow's best friend at the wall.
Sam. Yeah.
Because every time I see him, I'm like, man, you are too nice. You're just all over the place and don't know what you're doing. And I swear, in that last episode of season 2, he was about to be done.
Wait, is that the one where he's out there in the? I can't remember. I don't want to say anything. Never mind.
He's out there at the wall, and like the White Walkers just show up.
Yeah, that was freaky. That was
in mad, and like, yeah, and so I see him. I'm like, oh, that's it for him. but then they keep walking past them. And so at that point, I'm like, but like I said, I'm like an episode and a half into season 3. If I had to make an educated guess for who was next on the chopping block, ooh, that is difficult to say. Oh no, I have an educated guess. I really think that I don't know how much longer Theon Greyjoy is gonna last in this, because he's in a bad place right now, and I don't see how he's gonna make it in this. And also, besides him, I always think about who the nicest people are.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're too nice, you're probably not gonna make it out. And so that brings to mind, let's see, who's the big dude that's with Bran? Hodor?
Hodor. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, man, he seems mighty nice. He's a very likable guy. I don't know how much longer he's gonna last. Same thing with Shay, Tyrion's girl. She seems pretty cool. And then and I can never remember the guy's name. The guy that's been protecting Daenerys out west.
Oh, the Ranger guy. I forgot his name too.
Yeah,
I know who you're talking about.
Which I found out he's the son of the guy that's in charge of the Night Watch that like ran off.
Yep.
Yeah. So I really like him, and so I'm like, oh man, there's only a matter of time before my heart gets broken, because there's a couple characters right now where I just don't see them being killed off, and like I feel like, and I hope I'm knocking on wood right now. I'm liking Jon Snow. I'm liking Jon Snow. I'm liking Jaime Lannister. That he's too shitty to die. Like he's just like, oh, we're not gonna kill him off because he's too trash to die. In every house there needs to be a trash can, and that is Jaime Lannister and Cersei.
Yeah.
I think they're safe now.
I'm gonna say this, and this is not to discourage you. No one is safe.
Oh, I believe that. It's not a game. It is not a game.
Yeah. But all right. So this is the last question. This is another one from Teen Lannister, and then I'll go and just tell you comments that people have said. You got the War of the Five Kings and Dany. Who you rolling with? You can only pick one.
Dany got dragons. Dany got dragons. Now, I guess it all depends on when the battle happens, because her dragons are still fairly small. Like together, they can roast one person like a marshmallow, but they got some growing to do before they can really do some serious damage. Because I think they mentioned in one of the episodes that like some of the Targaryens would straight up ride the dragons. Like they were like riding on top of them. So I'm like, okay, these dragons are gonna get big. And so I'm gonna roll with her for now, because whenever she makes it over there, I got a feeling they're gonna be growing fast. And if I had to put money on it, I'm putting money on the people that own the sky. And if you can rain that down, I'm gonna say them. I'm gonna say them, with the Lannisters coming in a close second right now, because that dragon, that wildfire is no joke.
It's not. It's not.
It's no joke. And the way that King's Landing is built, I just don't see.
But
Rob Stark and the guys being able to make a dent in it if I had to put money on it.
But do you know who started using the wildfire first? I'm gonna ask that question because I don't know. I don't want to say anything. I'm just gonna ask you open-ended. This is a question for me. Do you know who first started using the wildfire?
Well, I'm guessing it was I'm guessing it was the Mad King, because everyone always talks about how he wanted to just burn everything. So
exactly.
And so I'm guessing he used that. I think they probably made a comment on it, but sometimes when I'm watching episodes at night, I'll watch even after I get sleepy. So I'll miss like little snippets of stuff, because I'll either be like posting an update on Facebook or something. And so I've been trying to start pausing it so I don't miss little key pieces. And so, but yeah, that wildfire, that's some bad mojo. It's like napalm.
Yeah. I guess this is the very last question. This is from Mary Pyle again. It's her second question. I don't know if I should ask you this question. Okay. Can you please ask Keeden if the White Walker saw Sam at the very end? And if he did, why did he spare Sam's life walking past him?
Okay. So I've been asking myself that question the entire time, because I swear that, like, and I'm guessing he's the head White Walker, because he's like on a horse and looks really intense and like the bluest of eyes and all that. I swear he looked Sam dead in the eyes and just kept going. And like, I have no idea why he kept going. I don't know if it's one of those things where literally everyone in Westeros sees Sam as spineless. But yeah, I have no idea why they let him go. That's why, like, I swear he was about to get killed off. Like, I thought it was going to be heartbreaking, but then they just kept walking past him. Mm-hmm. And so the whole time I was sitting there waiting for season 3, episode 1 to open up with them still walking past him, and then this one really small White Walker just comes up next to him, slits his throat, and keeps walking. Like, yep. I really thought that was it for him. I really did. And so I honestly have no idea why they let him live. I hope it's not some weird, like, oh, he's pure of heart cop-out type thing. Like, oh, he's never killed anyone and the White Walkers can tell. Like, I hope it's not stupid. Like, I hope they don't like with that. But yeah, I'm thinking that they're just like, oh, he's obviously like scared and we don't have time for that. We got bigger things to do. And so my question is, like, what are they going to do when they get to the wall? Like, how are they going to get through that? Like, that's a big ass wall. Like, that's like the Berlin Wall on steroids and then some. And so I don't know how they're going to get past that. I'm extremely excited for season 3. This is a show that if you're binge watching it, because I'm already at a point where I'm like, man, I should really slow down. But at the same time, it's one of those shows that won't let you when it's right there. Like, when it's right there, it won't let you. Exactly. And so I don't know why they let Sam live, and I'm really shocked that he's still living.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say anything. So these are some comments. There's a lot of comments, and we can always go back later. Mary Pyle said, "Had GVS would like. It would be awesome if Keeden would have a live reaction." Team Lannister says, "Reaction equals dollar bills, y'all, views and subscribers." Mary Pyle said, "JVS, please tell Keeden to stop searching on the internet for Game of Thrones info to avoid all spoilers." Mary Pyle, final question or final comment was, "Good job, Keeden, for comparing the students to different houses of Westeros." So thanks everybody in the chat for being here. And like, I know we just kind of randomly do these. We don't normally, I would kind of like schedule ahead of time so you guys can kind of know. But thanks everybody that kind of just jumped in. Thanks everybody on Facebook for definitely,
it's been so much fun
being involved with this. Everybody on Twitter, and definitely if you want to know more about Keeden, go down to the description bar below. Follow him on Twitter. It's at Keeden, Keeden 7, and you can ask him more questions if you want to, or be prepared for him coming out with his own live reactions really soon. So I think we're done up until we talk about season 3, which
I'll be there.
Funny because I don't know how you're gonna be. I really don't, because season 3 really wrecked me. Be quite
So
honest.
a friend of mine gave me a Game of Thrones beer. Like it's like a special, like specialty beer that's like through Game of Thrones. I can't remember the name of it, but like he gave it to me. And so I have it in the fridge, like waiting. And I think my plan is to open it, and I'm probably going to be drinking it whenever we do the season 3 reaction, because I'm probably going to watch the Red Wedding, and probably I want to do the Red Wedding and that 10th episode on the same night, because I want to go ahead, because I want to do this reaction whenever, like the same night that I watch the Red Wedding. I want to, because that people like, I have like I'm gonna have a lot to get off my chest. I can already tell. I'm afraid. I'm so scared. I'm so scared because I just have a bad feeling. I do.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely say that season 3 is when that is going to take place.
Yeah.
If you want to know the specific episode, I can tell you.
Oh,
but,
it's 9. I already know it's 9. So when I started watching Game of Thrones, my friend Brittany, she told me, Keeden, every season, be on the lookout. Episode 9, always the same, every single time. And I'm like, uh-oh, okay, okay, cool. But like, she's never spoiled a single thing for me at all. She's just like, be on the lookout. It always goes down. Episode 9. And she's been begging, her and her husband Dave have been begging me to watch this show for eons. I love them to death, but like I'm watching it now, and they're like, finally, it's about time. It's about time. Like so many friends. Yeah, Dave, Brittany, Claire, Ron, like just so many people. Richard, Lupe, like tons and tons of people have been begging me to watch Game of Thrones. My friend Brianna, yes, you begged me the most. You did, like more than anybody. And of course, Clay, who I mentioned in the last episode. Actually, both Clay. I have 2 friends named Clayton. Clayton Brown, Clayton Bauman, his wife Kelsey. They also asked me, like everybody has been begging me to watch Game of Thrones. I'm like, okay, I'm finally watching it. I love all of y'all, and it's going down. And also you, Sam. I know you had been telling me to get into it.
Yeah, I kind of figured like one day it will go down. So I'm fortunate here to be able to interview and talk to you about it. So I'm excited for you.
I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be a part of JVS, man. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. Well, you guys, we got to go. Again, definitely go and check out Keeden in the description bar below. Check out his Twitter. Check out more content he's going to coming up with when season 3 drops. You don't know when it's going to happen, but it will be epic to see what his reaction and thought process is on it. And keep it locked. JVS, we ain't going to stop. You guys take care. Peace, guys.